Watch it. Jesus Christ is in the air. Love it tonight, the mighty man of God. Somebody big up Jesus. Yeah, some people want you to touch them, pursue them, you know. They can't they want money, but we not touch them. Pipe on them and tell them, say people, business and living. Hallelujah. Can we sing that song and go on? Come musician. Give me everything up on the enemy show. Big up Jesus, big up Jesus, big up Jesus. Say people with me. wicked one, Lord. Hallelujah. I hear you. Oh, Jesus. Me no hear no voice at all. God bless you. I want to big up all the ministers that minister tonight. They do an excellent job. And you people have to keep on the prayer. Thank you for the support. Hey! All of the people support the CD, them downstairs. All of the people, all of the singers, them have CD. And people now produce gospel music. So, when they don't support it, then we can do new songs. So buy a CD, man. If you have it already, buy it and give somebody at the workplace for a gift. And they have a special deal if you buy the 3 album. I'm coming down. Because the musician, them one rehearsal and them do a good job. Holy mountain whoa, whoa, whoa.
40 years we going strong and getting stronger. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. We love it. If you tell looking real bright and we moving on just right. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary NNP. Anniversary. Happy anniversary NNP. 40 years of resilience. Progress and visionary leadership. Now carrying hope for a brighter future. The new national party. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. We love it. The future looking real bright and we moving on just right. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. We love it. There's no segregation. We're the best party and we know it. Happy
and good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique once again. It is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Providing a solid foundation for the
hope all of you have been having a wonderful day today. And of course, with the hot sun, you've got to stay hydrated, yeah?
Yes, yeah. It's a celebration.
Saying a special good night to all the listeners via 91.9, 91.5. Real FM broadcasting out of beautiful St. Patrick. Good night to you, Mr. Andre Donald. The entire staff up there at Real 91.9, 91.5. You can also find them on Facebook. You can also find them on YouTube.
Going strong and getting stronger.
So saying a very special good night to each and every one of you, yeah. Yeah, we know it's coming up in a short while, so let me start the parenting, you understand?
Service. Everybody will be made permanent. Nobody going home. Take Susu in you. I don't believe in superstition. Something wrong with that transformation. From the 10 boys drink the water. Strange thing happening in Grenada. 3 houses born in Victoria. 2 born in St. David soon after. David Anderson and his brother. We had suicide and murder. Who tell them drink the water? The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, like they put a spell on Grenada. They wrong to drink the water. The transformation water. From the time they drink the water.
Yes, indeed, eh?
The rivers Grenada.
They drink the transformation water, eh? It's Super Tuesday in the United States, isn't it? Saying a special good night to all the listeners locally, regionally, internationally via the YouTube. All of you joining us via the Facebook. Hope that you all have been having a wonderful day. I know those of you what are real Canadians working the polls right now. A special good night to all of you. Dixie and Victor, good night to you, my dear. Hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful night tonight, yeah. Jill Williams, good night to you. Yvonne, Courtney, Sharon, Felix, Landon, Jane, and Joseph, Nesta, Sinclair, Teresa, Vincent.
They go to the bathroom to pee, posting it up for the world to see. Taking out pictures like circus clown, on the ballin', boots on the ground. Who tell them drink that?
McLean, Mitchell, Enid Dakota, Joan, Henry, Dillion, Pierre, good night to all of you.
They put a spell on Grenada.
Kenrick Gibbs, Leroy St. Paul, Cicely Celestine, Esther Peters, Leslie James, Small Axe.
They start to reverse Grenada.
Landon Jean, good night. Shirley Lacret, Jermaine Lewis.
Drink the water too and you get glad.
Good night to you, Camille Teresa Scott. Yes, indeed.
Brian and Daisy say the man look.
John Mark, good night. Velma Pascal, Peter Stryker Lewis. Dana Abraham, Jamari Auntie.
Who tell
Cynthia B. Linda Imelda Francois, good night.
time they drink the water, like they put a spell on green.
Let me see who's on the YouTube. Magdalene Henry. Shirley Noel, Vanessa Lalji, Oswald Belfont, Jefferson Hagley, Charmaine Ragba Singh, Teresa Joseph, Stephanie John, I see you and the home circle are locked in. Shirley Ann James, Mommy George, good night to you. A good life, Chris London. Carl, good night, good night, good night. Jakeem Williams, yo, bro. Edmund Calise, yeah.
They should make you Facebook minister.
Chris, why you worried about this so much, man? Yeah.
Water, the transformation water.
Matthew Bowen, Jenny Samuel, Pamela Hackett, yeah, Shirley Noel, Janice Mitchell, Deborah Flanders, John Stafford, Maud Martin, Sherma Jeremiah, you and Zayla, good night. Christine Otley, Yolan Pariag, Eliza Bernard, Red Girl Pascal, Alcy Peters, Carb Spice Fitness, Jackie Raymond, Rosalind Jones, Dennis Sandy, Carl Jones, Alan and Michelle Jones, good night to you and Zoe. Phyllis Mitchell, Lona Lolo Williams, Kathleen Knights, Pastor Casimir. Send me the poster, Pastor. Debbie Seals, Kathleen Ledlow, somebody from the police force, please send me all your poster for all your activity too. I don't afraid. Ruth Chitterman, yeah. Anne-Marie Grant, good night to you. Gillian Noel, I see you there. Ashma Charles. Listra Abraham, Alban Harris. Where's Claude, man? Claude Abraham, where are you there? Francis George, good night to you. Some people have one device on the US election. They have the next device on talking points tonight, yeah.
Mr. Susu, who tell them drink the water, the transformation water, from the time they drink.
Tanisha, yes, it's real pressure, yes. I know it's a tight one, yeah, it's a very tight one, but at the end of the day, God in charge, yeah.
The time they drink the water, they start to revolt.
He puts governments up and he puts them down, so don't worry, yeah.
The transformation water,
at the end of the day, it's still God in charge, yeah, not man.
from Grenada, they ram to drink the water, the transformation water, from the time they drink the.
They're there for a while, not forever. Just like the government here, they're here for a while, not forever. The time will come that they have to go. So we ain't worried about that. Nice, yeah.
One of our fallen soldiers. May your soul rest in peace, my brother. Hey.
I say God in charge, yeah?
You.
Worry not. Some all you fretting, all you worried and all kind of thing. No matter what happen, yeah? God in charge.
I never knew Scholar was a pastor. Prayed for me in the Luxi Lima. But like he forget to remember to pray for himself in the Masgra.
Pastor Louis, good night to you.
Yeah, Daddy gonna walk with cats and stunner. But he say he gets so old and riven.
Just making sure that I hit my magic number tonight before we start the conversation.
What's up around for us?
And yes, I'm also keeping an eye on the US election while I'm doing the program, yeah?
For us. What's up around for?
Trying to watch from one of the quote-unquote more unbiased thing, yeah? Right, nice.
Yes, man. Hey.
What, 19 so far for Trump, 3 for Harris? Oh, okay.
Hey. Number 7 means money. You Hi, boy. Hey.
All I go say is we food.
Like that transformation have a course. Black folks start to ride on Grenada's boss. But the one what really surprised me is when the black folks swim in the sea. We tell them free ex-last election. Them folks seeking for compensation. A fella in Grenada's jump and say, them fall and them searching for AJ. Sing up a rank for us. What's up a rank for us? They say you boss in your boss. So boss up a rank for us. Sing up a rank for us.
Yeah, so we're all keeping our eyes on the U.S. elections. Yeah, all we're keeping an eye there. Yes, yeah.
Yes, man. Them for one compensation. Hey. No more free egg. Ever you fall swim? Hey, boy. Trouble in the south. So said the boy like plenty drama. Said the PM love rainbow color. He say he's to see how the man pose with a color socks in Barbados. I say, well, do discuss that to me. Tell it to the press.
And no, it's just early in the night still, man. You have a lot of places to count and all kind of things. So don't worry, it's pretty early still, yeah?
What's up around for us? They say you
Very, very early. I know a lot of you are worried. It's early, yeah.
sing up around for us. What's up around for us? What's up around for us? As a tribute to Douglas. 31 scoop for you. And if you see Lake, tell him I'll give him half scoop.
Yeah, in and between we'll check in and see what's going on with them and the US election. As we say, it's Super Tuesday. It's the election night in the United States, yeah.
NDC has some young fat bowlers, so them fellas bowling some bouncer.
But we have our thing to discuss down here, you understand? We have a business to take care of here, yeah?
Man, and recently for carnival, even baby Jesus bouncer girl. They say he's a reckless driver. Bump the woman straight on she bumper. Sing up around for us. Boss up around for us. They say you boss in your boss, so boss up around for us. Sing up around for us.
And folks, the phone lines are open 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. So our phone lines are open.
Fool, you know, they say the pitch taking piss. The pitch taking piss.
No, this worry for I say God in charge. You know? Don't worry too much, man.
Right now I'm talking. Watch it now. Hey. When you
Then they say who are Coco in son is who does have to look out for rain, eh? So,
lady, tell his Malax is not a Rasta, and I'm not living in Libera. But who cannot hear they going to feel Rasta take a woman in Goat Hill. But the one what real puzzling me, both of them camping for NDC. Sing up around for us, boss up around for us. They say you boss in your boss, so boss up.
so again, the phone lines are open 440-7377 347-329-3101.
Boss up around for us as a tribute to Douglas. Yes, man. Tell my coolie friend, don't worry. Take it light up, patient. You might get back. You might get back. Hey, Rasta, you tell boy, donkey you can.
And just to give you all a reminder of some of the activities still coming up, let me see if I can bring them up here. Right, nice. Yeah, I think I will just bring them up directly there instead of bringing up this more. Yeah, right. Yeah, so the NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they're having their branch of the new National Party. They're having their breakfast fundraiser. That's taking place Saturday, the 9th of November, starting at 7 a.m. at the party office close to Hillsborough Bus Terminal. So again, that's taking place this Saturday at the NNP party office close to the Hillsborough Bus Terminal out there in Carriacou. That's the breakfast fundraiser of the new National Party. So looking forward to seeing you all there. We've got a caller. I think I've got the wrong line. Yeah, I think that's what happened there. Oops, yeah. I think I get it now. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night. How are you? Hey, how are you doing, sir?
Listen to me. I think we have to switch him. I go come Grenada, do hard talking points, sorry. Go come New York and cover the American politics. Don't mix up. Listen. Okay? I find you're calling something that you're not supposed to call right now, you know.
Who calling what?
Bro,
I said the thing tight.
Let me share something with you, right? A state come in, results for a state come in. For instance, Vermont, 0% in. So that means 0%, nothing coming yet. But she's the projected winner.
That's from exit polls. That's from exit polls. That's from what people have said. You interview people when they're leaving.
Projecting her to be the winner. Our next poll come up. 7%. Trump is the winner. It has to be over 51%.
My friend, for some reason, I'm having a lot of problems trying to hear you. Do you mind calling me on the WhatsApp instead?
I did, you know.
No, call me on...
I figure because you think might be Harris calling you and answer. So
No, Kamla will call me tonight. I know I'll get a call from Kamla tonight. And Trump might call tomorrow night. So let me call you back. No,
you might think that
no.
Harris calling you.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you. My boy, I'm not hearing you properly. So let me call you on the WhatsApp now.
I'll call you your line.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not hearing the caller properly at all. And if I'm not hearing him properly, I know you all are not hearing him properly on the on there. So let me see if I can get him on the WhatsApp. Yeah, let me see if I could get him on the WhatsApp now. So that should be a lot clearer. So let me see if I could get him over there now, so that we can, yeah, because he's in the US. Hello. Hello. Wade. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Well, like you want to come on to the thing now, man? You want to come and talk?
Oh, you can put that in the comment box.
But it's just as bad on this, man. And I ain't fine hearing you. Wait, you using a Bluetooth or something to talk, brother? Hello? Hello? Wait. I think he's probably using a Bluetooth. And let me say, when you're using a Bluetooth device, even on a normal call to another person, you just barely hear what they're saying most times. So when you're calling the program through the system that we have here, it is going to be difficult for folks to hear what it is that you're saying. So you have to just take out the Bluetooth and use the phone now. Yeah, right? So let's see. Let's go back to the phone lines and see what is taking place there. Hello, good night.
I was using it complaining. Are you hearing me now?
I hearing you very clear now. Now we hearing you. Go ahead, man.
I put on the chum phone and I pick up the camera phone.
Right.
I know you. Right. But, you know, as folks, I always say to folks in Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean, American politics, American election is not democratic. It's not. Okay? So, hold on.
Hello?
I always say it's not democratic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the polls that they're putting up the polls right now, you know, projected winners and whatever. Vermont, the state of Vermont, they project Harris to have won the state of Vermont. At the time when they project as the winner, the income tally was zero. Now, how can you project somebody to be a winner when the tally is at 0%?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I understand.
It's supposed to be 51%. You have to have a percentage over half. 51%. 50% is a tie. 51%, then they can say it's over 52% over the line of error, margin of error. 53%, sorry, is over the margin of error, and they could project you as a winner. So how are you projecting somebody as a winner when 0%? The dial is at 0. So when you all hear Trump say, I keep telling people, he might be who he is and what he is and what he is, but he grew up in this system, and he has used this system to his benefit all his life. So now he's putting America on blast when it comes to the electoral standard and policies, and he also is corrupted. I just don't understand. 17% he's already projected winner in Indiana at 17%. 16% he is a winner in Kentucky, projected winner. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
My friend.
Anyway,
my friend.
I'm going to drink our guys and just go to sleep and wake up and watch all the results in the morning. If it go red, I'm moving to Canada or coming home.
All right, my brother. You have a good one.
I take a next Trump season, brother. It's a hard task on my pocket. Have a good night, my friend.
All right.
Grenada, Carriacou, me, or you put it down and don't try to be like America, okay? Do all the diligence. Bye, birds.
Later. Let me say this though. They do exit polls. And exit polls are basically where you the people who are leaving, after they voted and they're leaving, you may ask them a question as they're exiting. You may ask them a question as to, well, who did you think for today? And they may answer, they may not answer, they may give you a wrong answer, whatever it is. But exit polls are usually a good guide of what is going on. And if already somewhere has closed off and so on, they have a good idea what the exit polls are saying, it may give a guidance to what is taking place in that particular area. So while you may see 0 in relation to the counting or so in an area, they may have an idea through the exit polls when the actual counting takes place. And someone is telling me now that in Vermont, the polls were already closed and it's over 90% reported now. Yeah, because Vermont isn't that massive. I mean, anyway, massive compared to us in the Caribbean, but 90% reported. But the bottom line is this. We will see some seesawing taking place throughout the night. You would see it going one direction, another time you might see it going in the next direction. It's not over until the hefty lady sings. I ain't saying the other word. Until the hefty lady sings. Yeah, the rotund lady. Right? So you may not even know tonight exactly who has won the presidency of the United States. You may not, as well as you may, according to what happens. But I know a lot of people are going to be up for the night tonight following what's going on there. But as I said, we business down here to take care of it. So, breakfast fundraiser. Breakfast fundraiser in Carriacou this Saturday. So those of you in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, do head on out to that fundraiser taking place in Carriacou. All right. Also have something here from Big Dream Mini Mart and Stationery presents Christmas in the Gardens. That's taking place on the 30th of November 2024 from 6 p.m. Eats and drinks on sale. That's in Cadrona, St. Andrew, at the back of the Cadrona Home for the Aged. So Big Dream Mini Mart and Stationery, they're having that one. And let me see who else is here. Yes. Saturday the 16th, that's next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, you have that fundraiser and domino competition taking place down by Musevi Carib Shop in Grenada. You know, right down by Silver Sands there, Musevi Shop, right, as the city Carib Shop. Right, so that's taking place from 9 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. Wee papa, that's a long one, boy. From 9 a.m. till 10:30 p.m., that's the fundraiser and domino competition. They're going to have barbecue, chicken and fish and pork, oil dung, seafood waters, veggie soup, local juices, and a drinks special at the bar. All right? So that is going to be taking place not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, Saturday the 16th of November, the New National Party, the South St. George Constituency branch. Yeah, man. Yeah, they're having that fundraiser and domino competition taking place by Musevi Shop in Grenada, starting from 9 a.m. in the morning until 10:30 p.m. Yeah? And so they're going to be having barbecue, chicken and fish and pork and oil dung, seafood waters, veggie soup. So get your domino partners and head on down. They're going to be having that one taking place next week, right? The New National Party River Sally Support Group, they're having their luncheon and social event at the River Sally Basketball Court. That's taking place this Saturday, the November the 9th. And it starts from midday, noon. They have chicken, $15, pork, $20, and fish on sale. So that's going to be taking place this Saturday from midday. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Hey, Sheldon, we'll quit, man.
I spotted him in town the other day. He are wrong, man. Brother Lakode.
Lackwet just disappear like that, man. The great preacher, man. You know, tell Lackwet, make a call in Nigeria. One of them fraternities out there go accept him. I think the night riders or one of them go accept him because they don't want him in the Black Hawk.
Well, maybe he didn't want to be. Maybe he don't want to be part of that. Maybe the brother does not want to be part of that.
But you know, somehow he could not pray to save his job, man. What's wrong? And he was part of the crew who trying to make change. You understand? Mm-hmm. He's part of the problem. What we're seeing there today. You understand?
Well, let's say this. I think that the one thing that I think most Grenadians are waiting on, and most people are waiting on, is that they want to hear him speak on whatever issue it is that caused the separation between himself and the political organization. We are
They
hearing.
can pay him off. They can bought him. He
No,
won't
no,
talk. He get the money.
Well, I can't say that. I don't know that that
Yeah,
is
he get
the
the
case.
money. Get the money.
No, but no.
My
brother,
trust me.
my brother, I can't say that, and I know I'll say that. I can't say that because I don't know that, right? And I wouldn't venture to say something here that I cannot defend in a court of law. So I don't know that. What I would say is this: most of the information we have been hearing has been second-hand information, with the exception of what the Prime Minister has said in relation to that particular issue. So you've been hearing the rumors on the street, you've been seeing things by newspaper, publishing all sorts of things, but we have not heard from the person at the center of all of that. And I do hope that sooner rather than later, because he, as a pastor, they're speaking about him, about the in certain terms and terminologies that if you're a pastor, you shouldn't allow this kind of thing to continue. They're impugning improper motives to the man. They're saying all kind of thing about it. He needs to defend himself. Yeah?
Sheldon,
Yes, sir.
based on how this guy operates, the things that came from his mouth, very disrespectful, with the men who's supposed to make him look good, which is the ministers, disrespect them. And as they say, if they're hungry, they will be bought.
Well, let's
So
see.
that's the reason why it's a one-man thing.
I will say-
It's only Deacon. Deacon is the only one facing the media. Nobody else say anything.
Mm-hmm.
What the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Is he around?
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, like he always foreign.
Oh boy. I don't know. Something wrong, Sheldon. Something wrong.
But the Minister of Foreign Affairs should be touching base with the diaspora, people like yourself, and so I ain't telling them how to do his job, but they should have an idea of where the chap
Yeah,
is.
but I saw Deacon in Nigeria with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. What's wrong?
That's probably the Minister of Nigerian Affairs.
Sheldon, I think I want Deacon job, All right, my brother. I'll talk to you.
You have a good one. All you heard is here, though. Yes, indeed, folks. So I was telling you all about the River Sally. Oh, gosh, I'll come back to that just a. Yeah, I was telling you all about the River Sally support group. They're having that luncheon. That's going to be taking place this weekend, this Saturday, starting at midday. And it's going to be taking place at the River Sally basketball court. So those of you that can make it there, head on out, the River Sally basketball court this Saturday. And it starts from midday. And they've got chicken, pork, and fish. Chicken at $15 and pork and fish at $20. All right. And then the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party based in New York, the New York chapter, they're having their grand fundraising brunch. That's going to be taking place next week, Saturday, the 16th of November. And it's going to be taking place at 302 East 91st Street in Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson. That starts at midday, 12 noon until. Come enjoy their Saraka style. And you know, Carriacou know how to handle the Saraka style, eh? So they have $30. They have escovitch fish, chicken or pork served with your choice of rice and peas, kuku, lo mein salad, and much more. So head on out. Let me see somebody think. Nice. Somebody think. Yes, that will be talking about. Nice. So that's taking place next week, Saturday, at 302 East 91st Street in Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson. Right? So those of you who are up there, you don't have to be from Carriacou and Petit Martinique to support the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch in this venture. Eh? Yeah, you don't have to be from Carriacou and Petit Martinique to support Carriacou and Petit Martinique in this one. Nice, right. And let me see, I think that is it. Right, yeah, I think that is it for the activities and so that are upcoming. So let me just pull that there. Nice, right. Yes, indeed, folks. The phone lines are open, as I said, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. It's now 34 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock in the studios of Talking Points tonight. And, you know, I want to get into a discussion there. Yeah, it's time for us to get into a discussion. And why every time I make them statement and I go to meeting and them, they just disappear. But let me see, right, yeah. Right, every time I say that and I go into my stuff, everything does disappear, you know. But anyway, yeah, I want you all to listen to the present Prime Minister when he was speaking on the Bob Report last Sunday gone, right, when he was speaking in relation to the issue of travel. It's a bit of a long one, but I think it's important that you hear what he is saying, listen carefully to what is being said about travel and the travel and all this sort of thing, and then we will discuss right after, right? So let's hear what the Prime Minister is saying about the issue of travel.
There is no significant travel. So I have not even been to the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. I have not visited prior to that trip or embassy in Washington, D.C. or staff or ambassador. I have not had the opportunity to even present credentials to the Organization of American States, a regional grouping of the highest esteem of which Grenada is a member. So you actually, if you're paying attention, you would recognize that what I sought to do, in fact, is to combine in a very intense and short period of travel, one trip to the United States that killed two birds with one stone, right? So we have to understand that. And then the other trip, which I took, or in a sense, it was it didn't work out exactly as planned. I had been invited to Rwanda by Secretary General of the African Free Trade Areas, Secretary General Wamkele to address a forum in Rwanda, which is seeking to promote significant business trade investments among Africa, among Africa and its diaspora. And for the record, I want to make a general point. This government's policy is that the Prime Minister and the ministers, as I've said, say for international and regional bodies, which we are part of and therefore have an obligation to attend the meetings, the conferences, and to partake actively in those institutions, such as the United Nations or the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States or Carriacou. All policies that if those who are inviting us to travel or to visit or to attend an event are not prepared and willing to pay for it or fund it, we don't travel. So the trip to Rwanda, all the sourcing of that was complements the FRXIM and the Free Trade Secretariat from Rwanda. In fact, when I got to the UK and it became evident that we had the outbreak of the Marburg virus in Rwanda, and when I phoned Secretary General Wamkele to indicate to him that because of the health concerns, that regrettably I would not attend, I actually offered to reimburse him because clearly, reimburse the Secretariat because clearly they were paying for a trip, which I was now cancelling midway through. And he actually graciously turned it down. So the schedule, the original schedule would have seen me traveling to Rwanda, and then from Rwanda traveling to Rwanda to Nigeria, and then from Nigeria back to Grenada. So in the United Kingdom, I had to make a decision as to whether I flew back home or whether I journeyed on to Nigeria. And frankly, the only way in which I was able to journey on to Rwanda is because Mr. Dangote graciously agreed to offer to fly me directly from the United Kingdom to Nigeria, because obviously you'd envisage that it was a ordinary commercial flight that would have expected to take me from Rwanda to Nigeria. So once I was no longer in Rwanda, there was no way I would be able to get to Nigeria, frankly, without flying from the UK to Nigeria.
One of the questions I have here is, why does the Prime Minister avoid saying that he used a private jet to get from the UK to down to Nigeria? He just doesn't want to say that outright. Why is he trying to avoid that? Yeah, because again, we've shown you the Integrity in Public Life Act and how it applies to what the Prime Minister is admitting to here. We've shown you, and if we have to show you tonight again, we'll do so. But we've shown you what the Integrity in Public Life Act has to say in relation to this. Again, the Prime Minister continues to cage the argument only in that little pigeonhole, only in that little area here of July to the present. That's the only time. So when he went on other stations and they were asking about travel and so on, he kept caging the argument only in that short space. So every time he's asked a question in relation to traveling and how they've been traveling and so on, he continues to just put it in that perspective that, oh, we went here. And, you know, that is what has been happening. He went on MTV, he did it. He went on GBN, he did it. And he keeps putting it in the, oh, well, I'm chairman of Carriacou. You're not chairman of Carriacou forever. You're chairman of Carriacou. I wonder if I have the thing here. I think I have it somewhere here, you know. how long again he's the chairman of Carriacou. It's just a few days again that he has as chairman of Carriacou. So that is not a permanent position, nor is a position that you get through some amazing thing that you've done some. You just happen to be the prime minister of a country at that point in time. It's that country's term, you're the chairman of Carriacou. And there was no significant travel under the guise of chairman of Carriacou. But there has been an article released by journalist Linda Straker today where she revealed that the prime minister traveled 38 times in 29 months. It's on the Now Grenada website. For those of you who would like to go and read it, it is on the Now Grenada website. I wonder if I can pull it up on this side. I have it on, on another computer here. So let me see if I minimize this and give you all the opportunity to see it. Yeah. It speaks to the prime minister having traveled, and she did exactly what I was going to do today, which was go over the government gazette for the last, from since the 23rd of June 2022 to the present time, and see all of the travel that the prime minister and his ministers have done. It's not just a complaint in relation to the prime minister alone. It's a complaint in relation to the prime minister and his ministers and the volume of travel that they have been doing. Yeah? So in the Linda Straker article, which was published today, she spoke to the prime minister having traveled 38 times in the past 29 months. And this is compliments of Now Grenada, right? So the prime minister has traveled 38 times in 29 months. Yeah? And that is between the 1st of July 2022 and October 2024. One of the things that I've noticed, though, and we've noticed, is that the prime minister travels. Okay, they send out a notice sometimes a month or two after they would send it out, but they send out the notice that he traveled and this person held the position of acting prime minister for a day, a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is that he's out. In the case of many of the government ministers, it is not being gazetted when they travel. It is not being, so you have government ministers that are out, they're traveling. And in some instances, not even at a later date, is it being gazetted. Yeah? So you have a situation where you're not finding those things in the gazette. So as it is right now, it says here from July to December 2022, the Prime Minister traveled 7 times. And in his absence, Cornwall, who at the time had the ministerial portfolio of Minister of Infrastructure, Public Utilities, served as acting Prime Minister 4 times, and Andrews and Telesford were each appointed once. Yeah, from January to the 31st of December, January 1st to December 31st, 2023, the Prime Minister left the country on official business 17 times. During these absences, I wonder how much of that is Dubai. That's what we had to find out, because you're hearing he leave, you're not hearing where you go to. So, yeah, so I need to know how much of that is Dubai. And they said here during the absences, you had Cornwall, Williams, Telesford, Andal, Andrews, Williams, and Telesford, yeah, each serving as the Prime Minister. And so, and between January 1st to the 31st of October 2024, the Prime Minister left the state 12 times. And during his absence, the acting Prime Minister was either Andal, Williams, or Cornwall, right? Yeah, so he has traveled significantly. And let's see where. Trinidad and Tobago, Cuba, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Bahamas, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia. Remember when he went in St. Lucia and make that speech that gets Spider, and I'm upset. Right. He's also traveled to London, and this is just some, not all, United States, various parts of the United States, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Dubai, and Qatar. Yeah? So the Prime Minister is trying to give us the impression that he hasn't been traveling, and he only traveled once or twice, and only trying to keep the discussion within the last few months and so. That is not the discussion. There is a broader discussion when it comes to traveler. There is a much broader discussion when it comes to travel. Because Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, leader of His Majesty's opposition, since, let me put this up so you all can see what I'm speaking about here, and I'll bring it full screen. Yeah, because some folks are complaining they can't see the small one. Since October the 4th, 2022, this question has been posed in Parliament. This was posed by Leader of His Majesty's Opposition. I'm requesting that the following question posed be addressed and a response be given at the soonest possible times. The questions are as follows, right? Will the Minister of Finance provide the Honorable House with a list of... Right, that was one question here. Let me see if I could get the question in relation to travel. Right. Question number 3. Will the Minister of Finance provide the Honorable House with all travels of each minister and public servant? So not just the ministers, but you have the advisors. You have the senior administrative officers. You have the hangers-on and lackeys that they have brought into ministries and don't really have a proper portfolio, but they do. And they're receiving salaries $8,000, $9,000, and $10,000 a month. Because there's friends or family members of different ministers and they're traveling too. So it's not just the ministers. So the question said, will the Minister of Finance provide this Honorable House with all travels of each minister and public servant since June 23rd, 2022, and the purpose of each such travel and the cost of the taxpayers of each such trip, listing them individually. Question 4, will the Minister of Finance inform the Honorable House if new rules for travel for public servants and government ministers have been established since June 23rd, 2022? And if so, can he state what these new rules are? And that question is being posed because under the new National Party, the rules were that the inviting agency would have to provide the funding for your travel as much as is necessary, right? So if you're invited to Singapore, to a conference that's being held there by some financial institution, that they would have to provide the financing for your travel and your hotel stay and everything there because they are inviting. If Grenada is going to pay, the only way Grenada would pay is if there is some significant benefit for Grenada to gain from that. So you may spend a $10,000 on the travel for a delegation to go, but you know that out of that travel, you're coming back with a 10 million. That's reasonable. You spend a 10,000 to go and travel and you come back with access to $10 million. That's reasonable. So when you heard former Senator Simon Steele, now working at the UN, when you heard him go out and he travel and he go to these different meetings in relation to climate change, he would come back and you would find funding for things like what's taking place with Fort George in town right now, the Greater St. George project, all of these things, the Blue project and so on. You get funding for those things from the climate change. When our former Minister for Infrastructure and so travel, they come back with funding for different things. But the rules were that you're not going to go unless who is inviting you is providing the money. The only way you're going to go is if there is benefit financially to the state of Grenada so it could outweigh the cost it may cost the government of Grenada for you to go. And even if there are benefits to gain, like money and so, and they're willing to pay, you try to see if they're still willing to pay for you to come. That was the way that that was the strategy of the new National Party. So it kept travel down to a particular area. So Dr. Mitchell asked these questions. He asked these questions and other questions, right? You see his thing there, yeah? This was asked as of October 4th, 2022. Then, when it comes to the issue of travel, we have here, let me see, during the budget debate that would be on December 8th, 2022. He asked those questions in October. And during the budget debate on the 8th of October, 2022, Dr. Mitchell had the following to say.
A notable increase in the current expenditure, while the Minister of Finance and Prime Minister on page 48 of the budget speech advised that government has introduced measures to reduce the cost of current expenditure in the area of travel and office supplies. This is the Prime Minister's statement. But his budget document shows significant increase in almost every vote for travel and, of course, office supplies. So again, I don't know where the document was written. Macroeconomic data came from Carriacou, and the speech must come from the South. Based on the estimate for revenue and expenditure, these areas have gone up by $2 million and $5 million respectively. They increased, but the Prime Minister said they're taking steps to reduce it. But they undo what the previous government was doing and kept travel to a certain limit. Sad. Words mean nothing if it is not matched by the data. Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure projects, 99% of the...
Yes, folks. So when it came to the 2023 budget, so that would be 8th of December 2022, the speech was in relation to the 2023 budget. Remember, this is on the 8th of December 2022. Dr. Mitchell had asked his questions 2 months before that, received no answers up to that point in time in relation to it. The Minister of Finance at that point in time was Deacon Amiss Mitchell. Yeah, that was the Minister of Finance at that point in time. The answers in relation to travel were not provided. Dr. Mitchell, looking over the budget document, now the speech that the Minister of Finance read at that point in time spoke of reducing the amount of money that was spent on office supplies. That means paper and ink and those kind of things, which can run into significant amounts of monies for ministries. So they stated that they would be reducing expenditure in that area and on travel, that they would be reducing the amount of money spent on travel. Mind you, by that point in time, they had already put an additional $24,000 a year in travel allowance onto their own salaries, while they were talking about reducing travel. By the time they're reading that in the budget speech, they added $24,000 a year additionally, tax-free, because it's a traveling allowance. They don't pay a cent tax on it. Tax-free, an additional $24,000 onto their salary. So while they increased their travel allowance, they made sure that they're talking about reducing on travel and so. But then while they were saying that in the budget speech, and that was the point Dr. Mitchell was just making, while on page 48 of the budget speech, of the budget document, you're seeing increases. You're seeing increases in the traveling vote under every ministry. When I say the traveling vote, the budget for traveling under every ministry. So whether it's the Ministry of Finance and they have a budget there, you see a vote for traveling, you saw it increase, not go down, so you weren't reducing. So the speech was saying one thing on page 48, and the budget document was saying something else totally. And that was the point Dr. Mitchell made over and over during his presentation back in 2022 when it came to the budget, that the speech was not reflecting what the actual budget document had in it. And I've shown you all what the budget document looks like. So the speech was not reflective of the reality. So while they were saying that they're going to be reducing on travel, by that point in time, ministers was all over, who was in Germany, who did Reach Africa and thing too, all over. And by that point in time, the actual increase was $5 million. The travel budget had increased from what the New National Party had in the 2022 budget to what the NDC put in for the 2023 budget. It was not a reduction in the amount of travel, the money for travel. It was actually increased by $5 million. The stationery that they said they were reducing was increased, not reduced, increased by $2 million. So there was a discrepancy between what the Prime Minister was saying at that point in time in relation to travel and what the actual budget document was saying. It wasn't matching. And that's the point Dr. Mitchell was making. But afterwards, because remember, the Prime Minister did his stint as the Minister of Finance, and then he went his merry way, and Mr. Dennis Cornwall came in as the Minister of Finance. And then in July, remember, Dr. Mitchell asked this question in relation to travel. In October, I showed you all the letter. I've shown you all the letter. He asked that question in relation to travel in 2022, October 2022, October the 4th, yes, October the 4th, 2022. In July of 2023, this was the response when the question came up again in Parliament.
Leader of His Majesty Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to ask question number 1, standing in my name, which reads as follows. Will the Minister of Finance provide this Honorable House with a list of the names of each delegation who traveled on behalf of the government from the 23rd of June 2022 to the 31st of May 2023?
Honorable Minister for Finance.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to all the members of the House. At the last sitting, I provided a written answer to a similar question. However, it was alleged that the Minister of Finance did not provide an answer. I want to state here in this Honorable House that travel undertaken by members of Parliament.
Just hold, Honorable MP for St. Patrick. Is Honorable Leader of the Opposition, can I turn off your light? Proceed, please.
That most of the travel undertaken by ministers of government does not necessarily be funded by the government of Grenada, or payments were made from the Ministry of Finance. And in that regard, I am unable to provide such answers. Again, the question that's been asked is relating to June 2023 to May 2023. Again, I am not sure if there is an answer I can give to that one at the moment because I have not been provided with that information. Notwithstanding, if that information becomes available, I'll be able to provide that in the next sitting. I thank you.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, answers to the questions are not about what a member feels, is what is required. It's not feelings. Member hopefully would learn that that's the case. The question was very specific, and the Ministry of Finance is the one responsible for all government financing. In the days of computer and data collection, it's pretty revolutionary. So, Mr. Speaker, it pains me to listen to the answer, what is perceived to be an answer. But, Mr. Speaker, let me just make this point. Remember, I keep asking over and over that these answers should be presented before, so that when I receive it, we receive it, whoever asks questions, could from the government side too, they'll be able to ask follow-up questions, which generally is allowed, as long as it's not out of line, so to speak. So the answer that I receive, and let me just read the answer. The total cost of each trip is not readily available within the Ministry of Finance, which is very strange. That said, the Ministry of Finance can provide a total cost of travel paid out of the consolidated fund month by month. If requested, the question was asked already. So I don't know if I'm requested again. This is not conditional. You simply provide the answer to the question that is asked. And Mr. Speaker, I just urge you to see to it that these basic things are done, because we don't need to have contentious discussion on simple issues like answers to questions. But I have a responsibility, Mr. Speaker, to ask these questions, and I will certainly ask that these answers should be provided. Mr. Speaker, as far as that one is concerned, I just make this point.
Yes, indeed, folks. So you heard Dr. Mitchell there. You heard the then Minister of Finance. And again, that was on the 18th of July, 2023, the sitting of the House of Representatives, where Dr. Mitchell took the opportunity to ask the same question that was there since October 2022 under a different Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance changed. And up to that point in time, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 10 months later, about 10 months later, you still can't have the question responded to. You still cannot have the question answered. So from since October 2022, and you know something, folks? Up to this point in time, on the 5th of November 2024, that question still has not been answered. Because apparently like the government is hiding something. So up to now, that simple question: who travel? Why they travel? Where they travel? How much it cost? Who pay? Simple information. Again, who traveled? Why they traveled? In other words, where they going to a conference, training session, what they going to? Where they do that? Did they do it in Cuba, in Cienfuegos? Did they go to Haiti, wherever they went? Right? So where they went to? How much did it cost and who paid? Whether it is that you pay the per diem alone for the individuals, or you pay for the ticket and per diem and the people who they're going to are paying for the hotel, at least state that. Who paid for what, for how long they went for, who paid for it, and how much it costs. That was a simple question. And the response to the question was to tell Dr. Mitchell that you can't provide that, but the information is there. So if you want, this is what I actually told him, we can't provide the information, it's not readily available. But the information is there. So if you ask for the information, it will be provided. The same information you ask for. So you ask for information, they're telling you they can't give you right now. But if you ask for the information, you will get it. So what you did, you asked for the information. And up to now, on the 5th of November 2024, those questions have still never been answered. So when you're talking about travel and you're trying to pigeonhole the whole thing into just the last 6 months and say, well, okay, July to now, this is where I've traveled and so on. He know who he fooling with that. He know who he holding with that, and it's not us that he gonna be fooling or holding with that sort of nonsense. Yeah? He know who he holding with that sort of thing. So the discussion in relation to travel is not simply on the Prime Minister himself. It is him, his ministers. Look again, you have people asking, where's the foreign minister? The foreign minister is supposed to travel and so on. But my friends, how many reports have you heard from the foreign minister? Yeah? How many reports have you heard from him? When you had the late Elvin Nimrod, was the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And you see Elvin Nimrod go and he come back. When he come back and he has a press conference, he was able to say, we met with so-and-so. We've established diplomatic relations with this territory or wherever it is. We have secured, whether it's fertilizer from this place or we've secured a loan from this place or technical assistance. In other words, they would send experts in a field to come and help you, whether it's in agriculture, an infrastructural project, tourism, whatever it is. They send somebody to help and you don't have to pay for that. They send the person and the person would do an assessment and tell you how to improve what particular area. But at least he came back. God bless his soul. He came back and he was able to say to the Grenadian people at a press conference, we went here, we met with so-and-so, this is what obtained from it. When you had Mr. Oliver Joseph as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the same thing, he was able to come back and say, we met with these individuals, we met with this organization, we've been able to secure, or even if we've not yet secured it, Because we went to that particular meeting, we now have access to this funding. It's a barrel of, let's say, 300 million for the Caribbean region, and we have to put together our project now to apply for our share of that. So whether we're going to get 20 or 30 million off of that for a particular project, we now have to write our project through the Ministry of Finance or whichever area it is, write our project and present to that international agency to get that money, to access that money. But you got reports. We have Miss Andrea St. Bernard, who is supposed to be some sort of trade person out there, counselor or whatever, supposed to be out there bringing in business for Grenada. Not once since her appointment have you, I, or any other Grenadian heard a report from this lady. I challenge any of them to show me where she has reported to the Grenadian people. You have another individual who is supposed to be out there as some emissary in relation to healthcare. Not a single press conference or media engagement. They have never said, and they've been in place over a year now, and not one of them have been able to come. We have the creative arts individual and so. These are emissaries. These are people that have diplomatic passports and travel on behalf of the state of Grenada and are supposed to be conducting business on behalf of the state of Grenada. And up to now, you hear no reports from them or through their ministers about them and what they've achieved for the state of Grenada. So you don't hear from the Minister of Health saying that our emissary in relation to healthcare has been able to secure A, B, C, or D for Grenada. You don't hear that. You don't hear anything about Miss Andrea St. Bernard and she's been able to go out there and she secured this for Grenada and she secured that for Grenada and we're getting all of these benefits because of work that she's doing out there. Nothing. Either from her in a press conference directly to the Grenadian people or through their line minister who is responsible for them out there, reporting to us and saying that the people under his charge, this is what they're doing. So when we talk about travel, that's what we're talking about. We've got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello?
Hello, good night. You're live. Go right ahead.
Remember the people who said...
I'm barely... Caller, you need to speak... Caller, you need to speak up. I'm barely hearing you. Caller, you need to speak up. I'm barely hearing you.
Yes, I said, remember, when they was campaigning, they said, vote for a change, so it's not surprising what you're getting there now.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so that is the discussion in relation to travel, Mr. Prime Minister. Stop trying to just shift the thing into this small area and try to make it about yourself. Your MP for St. John, the Minister of Climate Resilience, Ms. Karine James, has been out of this island for at least over a month. If you calculate all the time, she has spent over a month outside of this island. How many benefits have they brought back with all that travel? We're just speaking about this year. We're even speaking about all the travel last year and year before. Remember, your Minister of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation reach in India and tell us about how we getting $1 million and coconut tree and all kind of thing. Then he come back to us and he tell us, they call him and they say, Andy, well, we're going to give you $2 million instead. We're not going to give you $1 million. We're going, all if you like us forget her. I will give all you $2 million instead. We ain't hear nothing about coconut. We ain't hear nothing about no $2 million. We don't hear nothing about India again. All we know, we see the MIT minister playing like he come from Pakistan or some part in the Madras, walking around with this kind of Indian style new tunic on him. That's all we seeing. We hear nothing about coconut. We hear nothing about the $2 million again. So don't come with this and try to make the thing about travel and, them talking about travel and them kind of thing. And look, right now the MP for St. John out. She carry she boyfriend this time? That is when we're talking about travel, what we're talking about. We're not talking about travel and just, within the last few months. And if we're talking about travel within the last few months, We're going to open the discussion past you, Mr. Prime Minister, because you're using your legal training to try and bamboozle the Grenadian people. So you're trying to shift the discussion on the focus onto you. And meanwhile, while the flashlight on you, all the other manicu running all over the place. No. We're talking about everybody. The fact that your Minister of Education chose a point in time when the MacDonald College was severely damaged by Hurricane Beryl. The Dover Primary School no longer exists. The Mount Pleasant School was destroyed in Carriacou. When various other school facilities in Carriacou were damaged at various levels and or being used as shelters for people in Carriacou. When there were continuing issues with the school feeding program, the book program, yes, there's a problem with the book program, the school feeding program, the book program, and finally with payments to teachers. And your Minister of Education chose that point in time to leave the island for nearly 3 weeks. Gone. For 3 weeks. He didn't say, well, okay, let me try and sort out what had to be sorted out. And comes back into the island just a few days before school reopened, and then running up in Carriacou to tell teachers what? To tell teachers what? To tell students and parents what? To tell the nation what? He should have been here to ensure that the work was done. But as with all the other ministers, they want to hand the whole thing over to Handy. That's what they want to do. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm more than good, man. Go right ahead.
Sheldon, I have 2 questions to ask.
To ask who? Me?
We have a
Go ahead.
We have a member of parliament in St. George Northeast that is no longer a minister. Question: Is he being paid as a minister still or a member of parliament?
I know that he's being paid as a member of parliament. He's not being paid as a minister by the government of Grenada. That I could confirm. So he's not being paid. Listen carefully, because you know how to speak in a kind of way. He's not being paid as a minister by the government of Grenada. That means he could be being paid otherwise, I don't know, but not by the government of Grenada as a minister. But he is receiving his money as a parliamentarian. So his money as a parliamentarian, he's getting that.
All right. Second question. Did you hear when the Prime Minister was on this inaugural flight with the Dowden Aviation people? Did you hear when the Prime Minister said that he was going to be studying to be a pilot or trained to be a pilot or something like that?
I pay no attention.
He made a statement.
I pay no such attention to those trivialities as I see them.
Yeah, but he made that statement, and I don't know if that was a dog whistle to get us riled up, but he did make that statement.
But if he made that statement, listen, my friend, if he made that statement, I think the statement may have been made in jest. Come on, I mean, I don't focus on such trivialities, to be honest with you.
Right. So the Prime Minister left the state, 36 times officially and 2 times unofficially. Do we know which are the 2 times that he left here unofficially? As Prime Minister?
That would have to be specified. You see, if they had answered the questions that Dr. Mitchell had posed since October of 2022, if those questions were answered, a lot of that information would have been forthcoming. But they have this government has bluntly refused to answer any question in relation to their travel. They're not answering it.
Right. So lastly, what I'm seeing, and this is my point, what I'm seeing, because you made the point that he's traveling with photographers, secretaries, and now we're hearing chief of staff that he probably hired in mid-air, right? And in Grenada, I think that is really far-fetched, because chief of staff is really a thing for presidents. And you have seen this Prime Minister, nothing wrong with having a seal on your photographs when you're doing your little videos, nothing wrong with that, we're in technology age. But in the White House in America, who's having an election right now, there are photographers of presidents. So this man doesn't see himself as a Prime Minister in Grenada, in my opinion. He sees himself as President of Grenada. I don't know how that happened, but that's how I see it in my view. This man left MBIA and go to Morris on a helicopter. Now, my question is, his Dubai mindset, his bourgeois mindset, telling him that Grenadians can pay for a helicopter from St. George to Grenville or Grenville to wherever. Because trust me, if he went to Dubai, he's seen that. And Dubai culture is far and way different than ours here in the Caribbean and Grenada. And he want to be the first to implement that. He's going to put our country far more in poverty than he thinks. Because not everything that you see in Dubai is all glitz and gold. People that goes and live in that country make money from oil. They are rich, but there's a dark side to that country also. And we all know that. Sheldon, have a good night.
All right, my brother. 440-7377-347. And while the caller was speaking, I gave you all a glimpse of what is taking place right now with the U.S. election. And please, again, this is early up. Yeah, this is early up in the on election night. There's a far way to go still. It is early up on election night. So don't start belly cramping and you're going in the bathroom, you're finishing the toilet paper. Don't go down that road yet. All right? Nice. Good. 440-7377-347-329-3101. So when we're speaking travel, this is what we're speaking about. And the Prime Minister has tried a misdirection in relation to the travel issue to try and kill it. No, Mr. Prime Minister, open it back tonight. Tell the Grenadian people, because here's what. They are claiming, right, that they, and let me take this call before I go on to that point. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Hi, Brother Sheldon. Good evening to you, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Pass?
I'm good. Good evening, Grenada.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's quite a while been since we've heard concerning the relatively the position of unemployment in our country.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and not only that, but what is the size of the inflation right now in our country, and even we can look at the GDP also, because the government promised during the campaign that they were going to bring down the prices on goods and services. Now, if you could recall that the opposition at the time, the government was saying that based on the global crisis, the global situation, it's very difficult to make a decision with where we're referring to bringing down the unemployment. But what we could do, we can make sure that we steady ship properly and not retrench persons. All right, and that's where the Truition principle came in, the policy came in. Now, where are we right now? I mean, I've not heard for quite a while, because you could definitely see that our government officials, they are not doing the work. They are not informing the Grenadian citizens of where we at. What is our present situation? More than they want to beat up and shade, the real issues, But this, I believe, and when was the last time we got a report from the IMF with reference to the movements of the finance of our country? What about loops? Where are all the finances, the money going? What is the activity of the financial activity in our country? Well, because we're not seeing anything happen. Look at Carriacou, P.D. Matnick, right? Look at what happened just after burial, and where are they right now? Kind of like the same position, more or less. I'm seeing that private homes have been rebuilt. People taking on their own financial burdens to do that for themselves. But what about the relief? What about the money from Chris? What is the situation right now? I want to know. I think that it would benefit the citizens of our country also with response to those questions I'm asking. Inflation, GDP. right? What is the movement of our finances in the country? I'll hang up, my brother.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting question at this point in time as well, because we ought to have been going into that discussion because the budget should have been a couple of weeks from now. The budget should have been reading a couple of weeks from now, but now we are unsure if we're even going to have a budget presentation, which would give a snapshot, an indication of where the economy and finances are of Grenada at the present time, and give projections of where we're supposed to be heading. Right now, they're going about asking people about what goods and things they think should be zero rated and which goods and things they should put. I thought they had all the answers, innit? I thought they know everything. But now they're going around asking people about what goods you think should be zero rated and what they should try to lower the price on and different things like that. Yeah? Because I've often said, what you do, you're supposed to be working on. If you're working on increasing people's salary, that's one thing. But while you're working on increasing people's salary, you should be working on getting the cost of living down for people. You shouldn't be putting on additional money on water. Let me repeat that. You should not be putting on additional money on water and asking the average user to have to pay more for water because you're increasing the cost of living for these people. So you can't be putting environmental levy and you can't be coming and say, well, you have to pay additional 200 or whatever here on water. I have to find out the full story in relation to that. I must say, I've been hearing this story around about NOASA has taken this decision to add some additional money onto the water rate and so on. I have no information on it. I've heard things, not from an official source, so I will clarify and get back to you all on that particular one. But they did put the environmental levy on water, so they increased the price of the water. They took off the measures that reduced the price of electricity under the new National Party, and they put back measures, and then they changed it in a way that you're still paying more for electricity than you would have been paying right now had the measures that were put in place by the new National Party for electricity been left alone. They interfered with the cap that the new National Party put on gasoline. They removed it. And then they were boasting when they removed it, because they were trying to give the impression that, let's say the cap was at 15, I think it was, that if the price of gasoline went down to 9, that you would be paying 15, which was a lie. If it went down to 9, you pay 9. If it went down to 8, you pay 8. If it was at 10, you pay 10. But if it went to 16, you pay 15. If it went to 20, you pay 15. If it went to 18, you pay 15. But if it went under, whatever it go to, that is what you pay. Whatever it went over, then you would end up paying only 15. That was what the cap was on the gasoline. They changed it. And you've ended up in situations since they removed the cap that you've had to pay 16, 15 something. You've had situations where it has gone over, that if the cap had been left in place, once it's under, you would benefit, but it would protect you if the price went over a certain level. So when it comes to things that they have done to reduce the cost of living, they have not reduced the cost of living. They fixed themselves nice. They're getting nearly 3 times what an MP used to get before. So they fixed themselves nice. But when it comes to the average person and assisting them, they have not done so. They have not done so. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hello, Father.
Hey, Father. Good man. What's up?
Yeah, just there. Quick question now. Is that a alleged statement, or is that certified where you just talk about with the NOASA and the raise and all that?
They have added the environmental levy to the water bill. That's since last year budget they added that. But I'm hearing a talk about the increasing your deposit. I'm hearing that talk, but I've not seen anything to prove that yet.
To prove that, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I said I'm going to do some investigation in relation to it, because I'm hearing that they've increased the deposit. Yeah, but I haven't seen anything that says so myself. officially.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I want to take a time to big up my old alma mater, Boca Sec.
Man.
I remember going to that school. We had a very good geography teacher too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And biology, yeah. So I remember we was doing some studies sometimes, and one was that based on the rain per annum that we need to have, we shouldn't have a water problem in no place. The problem is that there's no good catchment areas. There's no good developed areas that could really store dam the water like that. Get it? They're just minuscule spots that they use in that situation for that capacity. However, in terms of national security, we also did this, right? It's this easy to shut down the whole of Grenada. All someone has to do is just walk the merry way up to a water catchment area, a water system that feeds most of the population, and more or less throw something in it. That's how easy it is to, you say, damage Grenada. I ain't going to give nobody no ideas, but the point is, what warrants the extra charge that we're gonna, or the citizens are gonna pay right now? Are they increasing the facility, the capacity to dispense water and all that? I'm in St. David's at this moment, and I get boiled water. There are times when the chlorine or chemical taste in the water is so much you can't even boil it, fam. It just leaves residue in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So what I'm saying, if this service is not being, developed on a scale, why is it that the people are incurring an next charge?
Well, I'm going to do some investigation to find out exactly what it is that's happening there, because I'm hearing it. Some people say it hasn't affected them. I haven't seen it on my own. I'm going to do some investigation, because some people have said that they saw it on there. So I have to do some investigation.
Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of policies and stuff being changed when nobody's looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Greens, pay attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think they're catching on to it, like it's flying over some people's head. And what's going on is like the people in the know. You guys need to talk more. Share that information. It's like it doesn't really matter if they try to brand it as a color thing. The policies affect us. It affects your grandchildren. The children that's going to come after. It affect we are living as a people. And trust. You ain't really free out here right now from what's going on. You probably going to have to start people. Respect, brother.
Yeah. Later, Father. Bless up.
Fadu.
Yeah, Fadu. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Super Tuesday in the US, but we minding we business down here. So we are we business to deal with. Yeah? So when you hear them talking about things, we need to find out. Yeah. One person was asking about the unemployment rate. Again, you've seen no significant program that has been put in place to absorb many of the young folks who have been leaving the secondary and tertiary school system over the past few years. Yeah? Before, they said all kind of thing about the Imani program, but at least it provided an opportunity for young folks who were leaving those systems to get a foot into the door where they could get permanent employment, they could get training so that they could go and open their own business, or they could spend some time in the program and then go and further their studies and so on. What has this government put in place? What have they put in place? I see them boasting about, for instance, the youth parliament and, they've institutionalized the youth parliament with youth elections. We've been speaking about that since the year 2013 is when that idea came about and it started the development. You all met project documents in the Ministry of Youth in relation to that. So don't try to give the impression that is something that you all started or you all brainchild or so. That is something that was there from since before. It was not yet implemented because you were focusing on other programs, but it's not something that was new and all you come up with. So what have they done to absorb those persons who are unemployed? Yeah? Those people who are leaving the TAMCC and the secondary school system in a few months from now again. What program have they put in place to absorb those people? Last week I was hearing is that they want to go and change. No. We're not taking second calls, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. What have they done to absorb those people? What have they done? What program have you seen? Major program there. And then the Prime Minister go and boasting about, and you don't see that we are the Bushin gangs out, and the Bushin gangs came out the day before, you know. Or you didn't see that we are the Bushin gangs out. Wonderful, you have the Bushin gangs out. Bravo. But what other measures are being taken for those young people who are out there seeking employment and can't find employment? Yeah? You have several major construction projects that are taking place in St. David, in St. Patrick, and so. You have brought in no other project that you have brought in. Yeah? None. You have not brought in any other major project. So what happens when work starts to wind down on those projects? I remember, for instance, when you're speaking the 6 census in St. David there, that project in St. David. At a point in time, you had nearly 1,000 people working on it. Then it started to wind down. So you had less and less and less because there was less work to do. And all of these projects that are taking place now will get to that stage where if you have 50 people, it will end up down to 30, down to 10, until you finish with just the people who are doing the painting and the wiring and the kind of thing to finish off, the tile man and them kind of thing. So it winds down. And they have introduced no major projects since coming into office over 800 days ago. They have introduced no new major projects except the self-enrichment program and the Send Home project. That's the only projects that they have put in place. So we have to ask ourselves, does this government even really know what they're doing? We know they're not being honest with us. Because again, and I could refer to the issue in relation to travel. When it comes to the travel, up to this day, Dr. Mitchell asked that question again. Dr. Mitchell asked those questions in relation to that on the 4th of October, 2022. Yeah, you see it here. The 4th of October, 2022. And up to this point in time, up to today, that question in relation to travel has not been answered. They say they answer it by saying that if you ask, they go answer it. Tell me, which one all of that makes sense to? Folks, the phone lines are open. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Special good night to you, Patricia and Matthew. Hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Yeah, hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Somebody sent something there to me in relation to the Nawasa thing, but I have to take some time and read through it because I'm not clear on it, and I want to make sure that I am clear on it before I say anything further in it. Yeah, what I know is that let me leave that alone. Unless I know for sure, let me see. If you get disconnected for taking water, for the first you have to pay the non-refundable money. They remove the lien on property. I have to read that out myself and clarify. I don't want to go and speak on it and I don't understand what I'm saying for people to come and say that, he go and he talking there and he saying all kind of thing and he don't know what he's saying. Now, let me read first and understand clearly. And folks, let's just take a glimpse again at what is going on with the U.S. election because I know some of you are following what's going on, right? So, yeah, so the thing, don't worry, man. It's early in the night. As we say, it is still early in the night, right? So it's who get the 271st. Kamala Harris, according to NBC News, is at 30 and Donald Trump is at 105. And it's who gets to 270. Yeah, but only one person would be able to get to 270 because it's mathematically impossible for both of them to get to 270. So only one will get to 270. But as it is right now, and that's not surprising, looking at the map right now, I don't see any surprises there. Kamala Harris is at 30 in the Electoral College, and Donald Trump is at 105 in the Electoral College. All right, nice. So, yeah, and so far from what I'm seeing, there's no surprises there. Yeah, it's early in the night still, as I've said. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on the inside. Now, Shirley Noel, good night to you and Gianna Marine.
Michael Battis, please don't take my bail. I want to go in.
440-737-734-7329-3101. As they say, Ziggy in that song. Ziggy, where are you? Ziggy, give me a call, bro.
Arrest me like Ziggy.
Ziggy, report to the front of the class, please. Somebody tell Ziggy I've asked for him to report to the front of the class.
Even though I'm not guilty.
Ziggy.
No haters will happy to see small arms in custody.
Okay, trying to find out how you could accuse a man of doing something that wasn't there when it was being done. So he wasn't even on the island it was being done by accuser. Anyway, you could talk for yourself. Ziggy, report to the front of the class.
Corruption inside Lato, but baby Jesus make Laco go. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a.
And I'm seeing here they did not pay them Friday. Also, the gangs were supposed to be paid Friday. They were not paid.
Even though I'm not guilty, I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. CJ and AJ talk.
Let's stop worrying on yourself. See, as I said, all you're worrying too much, man.
Telling us when project will complete. I'm telling you now it's 2 years plus. And like the project start to revert. No river road and much more flood. And more linear full up with more. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail. I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them call the police for me. Even though I'm not guilty, I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. I really thought Randall Robinson, but.
And let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Hey, good. Yeah, caller, you called already, and we don't do the 2-call thing. Hold on, caller. We don't do the 2-call thing. You called already. 1 call a night, okay? All right, my friend. Thank you. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, 1 call a night because I'm waiting to see if I get Ziggy to call in one time too. So we want to get him in. Yes, Ziggy, time to call. Nice. Yeah.
If you see the farmer banker, ask him the reason he get fire. And if he pretend he...
Let me see if that is the man. Ziggy.
Hi, good night. Sheldon, what's up, man?
I am good, brother. Man, I hear your name calling, brother. Your name calling.
Yes, man. Yes, brother. No. You know, the only time they'll carry name is when they don't understand what we're talking about. So, when they do the wrong things, you know. But
Ziggy,
what happened?
Let me ask you a question. First of all, were you in Carriacou this weekend?
I didn't meet Carriacou. I was supposed to go to Carriacou this Sunday.
So it wasn't even
what happened?
So it wasn't even
this Sunday. No, I was nowhere in Carriacou. I was supposed to get in Carriacou on Sunday morning. Supposed to get a 9 o'clock flight to go to Carriacou. But what happened? The van was supposed to, the partner was supposed to drop me. We ended up getting a puncher. And he says, Ziggy, let me change the tire. I said, listen, all good things just happen for a reason. I go in my Canada in my bed. I got to go to Carriacou on Monday. So when I get back inside, I say, you know what? Let me just sit down and do me live. When I do me live, I see somebody, one of my good partner when we cousin in the States, send me a picture of Carriacou on fire. You understand? And when I watch, I see the dump, and I say the same thing I tell them. I tell them that going to burn because they cannot put the garbage there. And they don't understand what I mean when I say you're going to burn. It's wrong things are happening in Carriacou, and they don't like to hear the truth. You know, Ziggy set it on fire. You know, because I say, because Hillsborough next and Dover next, I burn it. I know what I'm saying. We can't be doing this kind of thing, and then the people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, we're taking this thing to quiet. We can't make the manners use us like if we is bomb or rats.
What I would say to you, Ziggy, is that you just have to be careful with the statements. Because you see, according to how you say it, some of them taking it to twist it now to mean that, well, yes, you had foreknowledge that you know that somebody was going to burn it, or you didn't know that it going to burn, which would be something that the police would want to speak to you about if that was the case. So you have to be have to be careful how you say what you say sometimes, because I think that is why they run with the thing. They take the piece where you said that, because I'll use this example. The part of Trinidad that I grew up in, there was a garbage dump nearby. Nobody had to light it. It would just combust at certain times. The same with Perseverance down here. Nobody had to go and light it. But at times, you would have internal combustion. Well, not internal combustion. There's the name they have it. Spontaneous combustion taking place. So there's methane gas there. If you've got organic matter, there's methane gas. And if you just have a piece of glass at a certain angle and the sun hit it, it's going to cause a fire.
Of course, and that is true. Well, I thought that happened in Carriacou, you know. I really thought that happened in Carriacou because I was like, what? Ziggy said the place going to burn and that is true. The place just come and burn. And that will happen. But you see, the thing is, the people who making this thing sound like is Ziggy that burn the park in Carriacou, is them little boys and them that's over in the NDC, and they're not coming out, and instead for them to come out and say, because to all the time I must say at the ledge.
No, alleged. It is alleged.
Yeah, I have to be careful. It's alleged. It's the people that know about the park, and the minister have to do that. The minister do that. So we know we won't be anything because I want to say it on your life. You remember a couple months ago, the minister went on social media. Carriacou minister went on social media and said that somebody in Carriacou vandalized the vehicle. And it says NMP people who vandalized the vehicle. But when I look at the video about 10 times. And I did mechanic, I did cars, I know how vehicle was damaged. When I look at it, I say, no, it's a vehicle that hit that vehicle. So the top come out that is the minister, one of the minister driver that bunks the minister vehicle way pack up in the yard.
So that was So that was the allegation. That is one of his drivers that right, okay.
Yes, so the driver now driver went and knock it, though he never answered the guy. He get up the morning, he go to the car, he see the car bunks, he go to the police, he do a video, he put it on social media, and he blame the NMP people, he blame people who supporting the NMP that damaged the vehicle. No, the driver come and the driver say, it's he that hit the vehicle and he was calling him, but he didn't get no answer. So he just get up and he come and talk to him. You know what the minister did? He never come out and apologize to the people in Carriacou. He never go and tell the police, oh, well, let me come out and say, okay, is this guy will do it? Is when I drive and he come and he say what happened and he's going to fix the car. He never do it. They leave it like if it's we or NP people that damage the vehicle. And that is the same thing that's going to happen with what happened in Harveyville past year. They're going to leave it.
Ziggy, let me remind you of another one. Can you remember a good few years ago when he alleged that someone broke into his place and poured a bleach all over his clothes? You forget that?
Yeah, yes. Well,
that was
I forget that.
A few years
I
ago.
Forget that. Yes, I never forget that.
And again,
so then we have to know that them man have a track record of just lying and doing things and says people. So we cannot trust them people, and then they're making people in the diaspora and they're making people all over the world feel that NMP people hate them so much. NMP people don't hate them. We like what they're doing because they're making themselves a fool. So we're going to leave them because we're trying to educate them and get them on the right track. But the thing is, oh no, we want to fight them down because NMP the best. Yes, NMP the best because they don't know how to run a country. Simple thing like that. Sheldon Scott, listen, the garbage that man have in Hillsborough, in Dover, and in Harveyville, the same land they want to run the young lady from in Brunswick. They could have said, okay, let's put all the trees in Brunswick in the mangroves there because they don't want nobody go there in a swamp. Why don't they put the trees there? All the garbage, all the old chair, all the old galvanized. Where they build, where they go and build the Build Back Better house down in Dumfries, they could have put all the old galvanized everything down there and pack it up. So when they're ready to move it to Trinidad or Grenada or wherever, they're going to do one drive so you won't be around people and people won't be getting all this rat, all this mosquito, all this cockroach. Because cockroach big more than mosquito in Carriacou. It's so simple. And this minister in Carriacou, he don't want to take the correction. Every time Ziggy attack, we're fighting down. Every time Sheldon attack, Sheldon fighting down. Every time, what can I say?
Jenny?
Good friend there.
Jenny Simon.
Every time Jenny attack, anytime Jenny Simon talk, she fighting down. No, we try to educate all you. And you know what I will say what we stupid too, you know. We have to leave them too. But you can't leave them because they're distressing we. So that's why we have to continue talking, and then the only stuff that us work is when we curse them, we not curse, but when we talk to them, or we shout to them, or we call them names. We better call them names so they to do work, and the minister in Carriacou ain't doing his work. It's very simple. And who want to hate me or vex with me, that's the business. The minister not doing his job, and that is the reason why I said Dover and Hillsborough they go catch a fire because people can breathe in the place. People frustrated, and time for them to realize what's going on in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. People frustrated, and the next thing, Mr. Scott, they only would like to talk. They like to talk things what like, oh, Ziggy won the place. Ziggy do a video and he say tongue next and they next. So the other clip going on, and Kim Jones, everybody want to continue singing it on the social media. But instead for them to focus on what's going on in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they're not doing it. Petit Martinique, the children from that live in Petit Martinique to come to Carriacou to go to school, they're sick on the boat. The belly hurting them, the belly griping them when the boat meet in. Some of them can't drink no tea when they meet in Carriacou because they had to go the long way when they're going to fix the jetty in Windward. That's what we have to focus on. Let's make sure that children can come to school and go back to Petit Martinique on time.
Hold on, Ziggy. So you've raised the issue there, and I think that issue may have just gone over the head of most people listening to the program. What is the situation with the young people? Because in case folks don't know, there's no secondary school on the island of Petit Martinique. So the students on Petit Martinique who are going to Bishop's College or Hillsborough Secondary, they would usually take the boat from Petit Martinique and they come over to Carriacou to go to school. The situation is now that the jetty is destroyed in Petit Martinique, they're having an issue. In Windward, sorry. In Windward, they're having an issue, Go ahead, So explain,
so the jetty,
the issue.
So the jetty destroyed in Windward. So now the boat cannot come into Windward because when the boat come into Windward now, the children catch the bus from Windward and drive to drive down to the school. Because when they come to Windward, it's very short. It's just about 10-15 minutes ride from Petit Martinique to Carriacou to Windward. But when they go in from Petit Martinique to and they have to go all the way past Gun Point to come down, it's about a whole half an hour. It's a whole half an hour. So then the children are sick, and then the water did not be bad, especially in the morning time. When the current change, it'll be real bad. And children are sick, and then the next bad thing about it, they go into school they come in for 7. And after they go to the school, they see school finishing 2:30, and they have to sit down in town until 5 o'clock to go back to Petit Martinique. So that's not right.
Wait,
hold
on, Ziggy. I want you to repeat that part again. School finishing what time?
2:30. 2:30.
And they have to stay on Carriacou.
Until 5:30 for when the boat going back up with the workers. And Kim, the registration in Carriacou, Kim the King, that be good boy. Them they talking, Joseph, all of them on the radio, and they're talking about that. But they focusing on we. You can't focus on me. You have to focus on what's happening, and that's why we're talking about the issue that's happening in Carriacou. And I want the people in the diaspora to understand the the clinic in Petit Martinique don't have a roof. The clinic in Petit Martinique don't have a roof. Understand? The people who pick up all the galvanized in Petit Martinique, they don't get paid 2 months now. They're asking for the money. And the Williams, they go to Petit Martinique and they cover the post office roof in Petit Martinique. And right now, up to the post office can't open it, leaking. It's water that falling inside of there. So that's why they have to come out and put it on social media and leave Ziggy alone. Leave me alone.
No, you also...
And listen.
Go ahead.
They're going to have to come and apologize. Just no one say, they're sorry, because when the talk come out with who burned the past there, they will come and apologize. I know this government, they don't like to apologize, but he got to apologize to me because I give him 1 week to fix the jetty. Up to now, the fisherman can get the money, and I'm going to give him, and when the news come out, I give him 2 days to apologize to me. Otherwise, nothing good will come out of my mouth on them. Nobody can tell me to stop it. I won't stop. Because you can't bring down my name and bring down my name so low and lie and say I born a place.
And you was
I
not,
never did. I wasn't there.
you was not even on the island. You was not even in Carriacou.
No,
But they
never.
have
Not even close.
All over the places.
Oh.
Ziggy and his friends born the place.
Yeah, well, the only and not only Ziggy and his friend. Some of them say Ziggy and the NMP. They say keep it just pay me. They say NMP pay me to go and born Carriacou. Well, there's something wrong with me. We love the people so much in Carriacou. I will go and born the people in Carriacou. I know the reason why I know the place where I born, because what they're doing there is wrong thing, and then they won't come out and say who born the place. I know that. But if you check, there is 2 supermarkets in Carriacou, right? Let me explain to you. There is Alexis Food Store and there is Richie Shoppings, right on the ground there. The past there full up and nasty, right on nasty, and anytime rain fall, it make water. And all the degree, all the cabinet, all the old fridge, all the old trees, everything on the ground there, and they still putting garbage inside it. That continue bringing rats, real rats on the ground there. And Alexis Food Store selling food, and Richie place selling food, right? Plenty cockroach and things running on the ground there. So sometimes it's very easy to pick sense out of nonsense.
Ziggy,
Who set the place on fire?
what I would say is this. If you give an inclination that you may know who burn it, the police will come for you. So just careful what you say.
Yeah.
Careful.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
They will get the get the excuse.
I'll leave that alone.
All I'll say is they will get the excuse to come and say,
Yes.
well, let we ask Ziggy a question because it seems as Ziggy knows something that we don't know.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes,
we ain't getting them that
But-
opportunity.
Well, that, I gotta take out the uniform on them and put it on me, because look like I'm more police and I'm more smarter than them, because common sense alone telling you.
All right,
Come on,
but one more thing.
Yes,
one more
but-
thing before you leave us tonight, because I'm running out of
Yeah.
time now. But I want to find out something. The situation down in the mangrove is what? The situation down in the man. What is taking place down there? Because I've heard stories. You're hearing about a mother down there and who don't want to move and different things. What is the situation down there?
Okay. The situation in the mangroves, right? The young lady was living there years from she grandmother. I know them from little children because I used to stay there with one of my friends going to secondary school. But what happened now, the Hurricane NMP did build a house for she and she kids. It doesn't matter if the house big, it doesn't matter if the house small. She was living comfortable before the hurricane come and put down the house, right? The government decide now, our house must down in the mangroves, they don't want no house building. I went and do an interview with she and the people in the mangroves, right? She says, Ziggy, the minister come to me and the minister say he's going to give her a 3-bedroom house, but she told the minister she want to leave here, just build back my house, let me stay here. And she said, the minister said, oh no, he won't do it. So I said, okay, I will talk to him. I talked to him, me and the minister did our talk. The minister said, oh no, well, it's up to she don't want the house, and she want to stay there, it's okay. Now, the minister send people to go and interview Samantha, that is my good girl, and is my cousin, interview her, and say, no, oh, she don't want no house. Oh, he offer her a 3-bedroom house. If you offering somebody a house, Mr. Scott, and they're going to give them a key and bring them come, and they like social media so much, and they go videotape, hey, you give this girl a house, and she go in with she kids and them, and you're going to do that? You don't get the girl no key for no house. You know what, when the girl know where a house is, they're going to stay on a block and just run your gum and tell the girl that she house, and people taking it like, oh, the girl turned on the house. She's stupid. How she's stupid? You didn't give her a house.
What I would say is this, I think the approach of the minister was definitely wrong.
Totally wrong.
The approach of the minister is totally wrong. There are government departments with effective staff in Carriacou who can address this situation. My humble opinion in this situation, and I'm giving my advice and my opinion in relation to it, because there are children involved who are my first priority in this entire thing. In my mind, are the children involved. I believe that the minister needs to step back from this and allow the staff at the ministry, without any interference directive from him, to address the situation with the young lady, and alternatively, that the church community or whoever from the church community respected in the community, that they can also be a voice to speak with and on behalf of the young lady so that some settlement can come. The bottom line is this. She have her children, she need a place. Yeah, she has her children and she need a place.
Yes.
That's the main thing right
She
now.
need a place.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about it, you didn't tell her about the house. You don't give her a house. You don't say, okay, well, in the meanwhile, we go build something on right here for you to stay. And then after, when we build a house, they build back better house in Dumfries, you're going to go down there. Like, I want to tell the young lady, but you go to she like a pig, she had to go, and then you don't like it. And then the people outside in the diaspora thinking, oh, this young lady crazy. The minister give her a 3-bedroom house furnished. The girl don't get no house, no furnished. The girl never say a key to go into the house. So I don't know why people want to jump on this girl shoot and say, oh, she crazy, oh, she's stupid. No way this girl is stupid. The girl do the right thing. She said, just build back my house right, let me stay now. She happy. And listener, and the minister still building houses for people on the same ground, the same place. He building back a house, and I don't want to call anyone on the radio, but he building back the house. He building back the house for them. And let me tell you the next thing. You have 2 other persons have a house in the back where Samantha house is. When the minister go to them, they tell the minister they're not going anyway, but the minister give them material to build back too. That's why I can't. That's why you say they wanted to go to Carriacou to do the video. I go along and do the live, but don't worry. They won't know when I come in. I will be there. Okay. But they won't know when I come.
Ziggy.
So when I get there, yes.
I'm gonna have a wrap, bro. I only have about 2 minutes left. So you know how it go.
Okay. All right, yeah. I want to say good night to everybody on the NMP team. We love all you. Keep all your head focused. Let me make sure we go, make sure we name down, let me get ready to vote, and don't feel if I see wrong name, as you always guiding them. And that's what I like about your program. You're always leading us the right way and telling us the right things to do. Canadian people, Carriacou people, Pidgmatic people, let me get rid of them people there, they distress us too much. Let me go and register and make sure the right thing get done. Please, I'm begging all you. And stop listening to that program that misleading us. Listen to me, listen to Sheldon Scott, listen to Jenny, listen to the classroom, listen to Mosquito Man, listen to us. We just bring out the truth. We don't lie because we don't want no house, we don't want no land. We good. Bro. We know the other guys and them. Okay? Ziggy. I love all you. I love have a good night. Big up me good girl, Wendy. Wendy, I love you like a pig love mother.
I have to speak to Wendy tomorrow night, but I will give her a call. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
Good night. Take care. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, folks, I have to get out. But before I get, let me show you a picture of the clinic in Petit Martinique. Yeah, that's the clinic in Petit Martinique right now. That is what the clinic looking like up there. Well, you think I know that is sky you're seeing through there. That is sky that you're seeing through there and them kind of thing. You understand? Yeah, the roof kind of no longer in existence, and so that is at the clinic up there in Petit Martinique, what is taking place now, folks. That is it for tonight. That's all the time we have for talking points tonight. I wonder if we could get another little glance quick and see what's going on with the U.S. election there. Let me see if we could see from NBC News. Let's see if we could glance quickly and see what they have there again. Let me see the thing right. Senate 441, right? 25 on-call seats and thing. I tell you, it's early in the night still. Quite early in the night still. Yeah, probably tomorrow around this time we're going to know the full thing by then. All right, folks? So yes, indeed, folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It has been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. I am out. And tomorrow night, as usual, we'll be back at 8 p.m. with more Talking Points. And remember, this Friday as well, yeah, is the Throwback Friday kind of thing, the Friday Night Forum. Yes, we will be having that, God's willing, this Friday night. So looking forward to speaking to and with you all during that one. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here, and you have a wonderful night.
This is Malax again. I say my back broad is broad. Michael Battis, please don't take my bail. I want to go in jail. I want to go in jail. What you know about Black Pat and Bon Pat? Hey, call the police. to see small arms in custody. Dr. Mitchell is a real world boss. He begged them fellas to come to class. Well, you know that all of them refuse, and now the whole nation confused. One jump and sell Miss McQuinca, Tevin cause them teachers for water. Big corruption inside Latu, but baby Jesus make like go. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail. I don't want nobody stand me bail, and I tell them call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. CJ and AJ turn engineer, both in River Road and Moline. Is to see them with a helmet, telling us when project will complete. I telling you now it's 2 years plus, and like the project start to revert. No River Road and what flood, and Moline full of